Merger and acquisition was a trend which started off in 2000, and as a result of that trend, there were multiple deals, multi-billion deals were entered into in the Indian terrain for merger and acquisition, and that is why this need for valuation according to merger and acquisition arose in India, and that is the reason why all the big fours, all the consulting firms have a separate division by the name of mergers and acquisition, which takes care of merger and acquisition deals in India. And that is the genesis of, or the history of merger and acquisition in India. So yes, nowadays we can see merger and acquisition happening in every sphere, guys. Every sphere, people are joining hand. There are collaborations which are happening. People are tying knots, not the wedding knots, but the companies are tying knots. They are doing joint ventures. These phenomena were rare before 2000 because competition was not that tough. But now, since the competition is tough, so it's a matter of survival. It's a matter of growth. It's a matter of gaining more profitability, gaining lesser cost of our products. We need to do all those stuff, and to achieve all those objectives, we are entering into the merger and acquisition area. And that is the importance of this area, merger and acquisition, in your practical life also, guys. So yes, theoretically, from exam standpoint, of course, the most important chapter of your syllabus, but practically also from a market standpoint, from your job standpoint, from your career standpoint also, this chapter is of extreme importance to all of you. So yes, let's start one of the most important chapters of our syllabus, which is valuation of mergers and acquisition. So valuation of mergers and acquisition, I'll start by this beautiful quote by Johann Wolfgang. So Johann Wolfgang has been a economist. He has been an author. He's been a management guru who has written a lot of books and a lot of literature on how companies should work, how companies can be made propellers to growth, and how can they escalate growth in their functioning. That is the function. That is the achievements of Johann Wolfgang. So there's a saying by Johann Wolfgang. What did he say? Divide and rule is a sound motto. So the principle which Britishers followed with us. Divide and rule. They first tried to have a quarrel between two people, and they then took advantage of that quarrel. So divide and rule is a sound motto. Some people follow this motto a lot. They would make two people fight, and then they will rule with both the people. So divide and rule is a sound motto which was followed by the Britishers. But unite and lead is a better one. Unite and lead means coming together and making a monopoly. Lead means making a monopoly. Coming together and making a monopoly is a better proposition. So it gives a hint that mergers and acquisition is the future. If you want to survive, if you want to grow, if you want more profitability, then you need to work together in a coherent way, in a united way. So guys, I'll give you an example from my own area, teaching profession. So if I have, say, cost audit, and I teach two subjects, cost audit and BVM SPM, okay, to CMA final students. Now if I have cost audit and BVM SPM for CMA final students, and I want to club it with CFR and IDT also. Suppose I start teaching CFR, then I will lose sight of these two subjects. I'll be careless in these two subjects, because quality will be compromised somehow, because these two subjects, cost audit and BVM SPM, are in itself heavy subjects. Then if I take up one more subject, which is CFR, then it will be really taxing. It will be compromising on the quality. I won't like to do that. What I'll do is I'll collaborate with the teacher who's teaching CFR, and I'll make a combo of that entire group, which will be much more beneficial for me. This is also a type of merger and acquisition. When you collaborate, when two people come together to perform a particular task, and they do that task in a combined manner, in a coherent manner, that is known as merger and acquisition. It was a very, very simple example of merger and acquisition. So unite and lead is a better one. So unite and lead is a formula which can be followed in today's current market scenario. You unite together, companies unite together, and they lead the market. They propel the growth of a particular company or market together. So divide and rule, a sound motto. Unite and lead, a better one. Unite and lead is a better way to carry on your business or carry on the any kind of profession that you are doing. So yes, further to achieve their ambitious goals. So what is the what is the today's strategy of any businessman? They want to achieve their goals. Businessman wants to achieve their goals. Organization may restructure their business organically or inorganically. Now the idea behind any businessman is to earn profit. Why is businessman working? To earn profit, to earn growth in market, to capture the market size, to capture the customers. This is the ultimate objective of a businessman. When a businessman is following this objective, when a businessman is pursuing this goal in life, guys, at that point in time, the businessman does two kind of thing. Either it grows organically or it grows inorganically. So the question is that the businessman always wants to pursue profit as the objective, growth as the objective, capturing maximum market share as the objective. To pursue those objectives, there are various ways to pursue that objective. Now, what are the ways to fulfill the ambitions of a businessman? What are the ways to fulfill these growth objectives of a businessman? So, to achieve their ambition business goals, organization may restructure their business. What do you mean by restructure their business? Okay. Now, the objective is to fulfill the business goals. Okay. The objective is to attain the business goals. The objective is to fulfill the profitability, the growth targets which a businessman has. And to obtain those profitability targets which a businessman has, to obtain those goals, we need to restructure the business. What do you mean by restructuring of the business? Restructuring of the business means revamping the ways in which business is done. Revamping or revising the way in which business is done. The way in which business is done. We have to devise a new way in which business is to be done. We have to restructure our business. We need to know the various ways in which business is required to be done. We need to have a new method of the way the business needs to be done. So to revise the business, to restructure the business, the objective is to fulfill our objectives. The objective is to fulfill our goals, and to fulfill our goals, we need to restructure our business, which means we need to do certain things differently. Do different things and do certain things differently. Okay, the existing things which we are doing, we have to do those things differently, in a revised manner, in a different manner. We need to do those things. That is the most important concept of restructuring. So restructuring can involve things like doing aggressive marketing. Okay, we would publicize our goods in a very aggressive manner. We'll do advertising on TV, on radio, on billboards, everything. We'll do advertisement. So we'll do advertisement in a very aggressive manner. That is one way of revamping your business or restructuring your business. Another way of restructuring your business is we will restructure the hierarchy in which the business is currently scheduled. So suppose there are multiple levels of hierarchy, we'll ease out those multiple levels of hierarchy and we'll turn it into a linear hierarchy. That will be much more smooth, much more efficient, and communication will flow in a seamless manner in any business organization. So we'll do that. We'll have a seamless flow of organization. We'll have a seamless flow of communication in the hierarchy. So there are small things which we can do to restructure our business. Similar, guys, there can be financial restructuring, which means that we have studied in our earlier chapter, guys, the benefit of leverage, financial leverage, right? So we can use leverage technique to introduce debt in our business and reap more benefits for our shareholders. To add more shareholders value, we'll have debt in our business. This is what we can do to restructure our business financially. On a financial front, we can do that. So there are multiple levels of restructuring. There are multiple ways in which restructuring can be done in any organization, and all those restructuring are targeted towards only one goal, which is fulfilling the objectives of the organization, which means that fulfilling the profits of the organization, fulfilling the growth targets of an organization. All these things can be done by restructuring the business or doing the business in a different manner. Now, restructuring can be done in two ways. Either it can be done organically or it can be done inorganically. Organically means we'll do it internally. We'll do the internal restructuring, and inorganically mean we'll do external restructuring. Internal restructuring means we are only touching the internal economics of the business. Okay, we are touching the internal structures of the business. We are touching the internal working methods, processes, and the procedures of the business. External means we are going outside the business and buying a new company, or we are selling our existing units to some other company. We are going outside the business. That is known as external restructuring. Like merger and acquisition is a form of external restructuring. We are going outside the business. We are going outside our internal economics of the business, and we're doing certain things which are required for prosperity of our business. So restructuring is of two types: internal restructuring and external restructuring. Internal restructuring means we are within the organization turning some things upside down, and external restructuring means we are outside the organization. We are doing certain things which are required to be done outside the organization. Like we are purchasing new companies, we are purchasing new we are making new products, we are venturing into new technology, etc., etc. That is external restructuring. So organic activities include aggressive marketing, geographical expansion. So we are increasing our branches, that is geographical expansion. New product development, we are developing new products, that is internal restructuring. External restructuring or inorganic restructuring may be by way of mergers and acquisition. They are often considered to be faster means of achieving the desired goal. So how is this a faster means of achieving the desired goals? Right, guys, suppose today I am there and I want to develop a new product for sale in market. Okay, what I'll do is I'll appoint a R&D team who can research upon that product, develop that product and make it commercially feasible, and then we'll sell this product in market. It will take say 1 year or 2 years time to develop that particular product completely and to make it fit for market. It will take 1 to 2 years. Now guys, this much time which will take to develop the product, which is 1 to 2 years, guys, in that span of time we can actually buy another company which is making a similar product and sell the product in market. Simple. Why to develop a new product on our own? Why to waste time in developing product of our own? We'll purchase a company which is already making that product, which has already invested time in doing the R&D of that particular product. We'll just acquire that company and start selling that company. That is a faster means of restructuring, a faster means of growing, faster means of expansion. If you want to expand, let's acquire another company and do the expansion for us. That is the expansion. So inorganic restructuring would be a faster means of achieving the desired goals, and it will be really quick for us to expand in the entire market if we do external restructuring or inorganic restructuring. It will be much more faster than the internal restructuring bit. So mergers and acquisitions and takeovers have been a part of business world for centuries. So this is happening for centuries. In today's dynamic economic environment, companies are often faced with decisions concerning these actions. After all, job of management is to maximize shareholder value. So whatever can contribute to achieving our objective of maximizing the shareholders value, we'll do all those things. Through mergers and acquisition, a company can develop a competitive advantage and ultimately increase the shareholders value. The benefit is that company will be able to increase the value of the shareholders by doing this. For many companies, M&A is not only a matter of expansion. Now, very, very important line, guys. For many companies, M&A is not a source only for expansion or growth or increasing the profitability, but it is a matter of survival for them. Some companies are able to survive only when they merge with another company. Otherwise, they would have extinguished. They would have gone. So if a company wants to survive, if a company wants to really, hold on to the economy, hold on to the market, then it has to sometimes merge or get acquired by another organization. It has to merge with another organization or get acquired with another organization. It has to do that. It is a matter of survival for many companies. However, it's a matter of expansion, growth for other companies. Okay. So for some companies, it's a matter of survival. In today's competitive era, with staggering pressure on profits of the company, it is quintessential to find out and explore synergies in business. We need to find the synergies in business, and to find the synergies in business, we need to, take one of these actions of external restructuring. One of the actions might be mergers and acquisitions. So yes, one very important line. M&A is nothing but discovering your synergies and making the best of it. So what is a synergy? Synergy is the profit that we achieve by combining two things together. That is known as synergy. So, company A, company B, both companies are there, which is functioning into a particular space, into a particular field. Both of them purchase raw material. Company A purchases 2000 kgs of raw material. Company B purchases 4000 kgs of raw material. Okay. Now, whatever price they are getting individually, if they combine together and purchase in a total manner, they purchase 6000 or 7000 kgs together, then do you think that their bargaining power will increase and they will get a better price in market? Answer is yes, they will definitely get a better price in market. If you purchase in bulk, you will get a better price for your raw material in market. Yes, that will happen. And if both the companies join hands, then their customers will also be little, careful. You will be able to command more power in market. Pricing power will be yours. Authority of bargain will be yours. You'll have more power in market if you merge. So these are known as synergies. Synergies means the benefits which companies get after both of them join hands. They are known as synergies, which they were not getting individually. Individually, they were not getting those benefits, but the benefits that they will get after they join hands, that is known as synergies, and making the best of it. Okay, now let's discuss about certain mergers which have recently happened in India, and what are the benefits of those mergers and what actually happened in those mergers. Let's discuss about those mergers. So the first merger which we are going to discuss, and this is purely for your knowledge purpose, guys. It is not relevant for an examination. In the examination, examiner will not ask you question on this merger, what happened in this merger or something like that. It's purely for your knowledge, purely for your consumption, that this discussion is happening in the class. Okay, so FYK is for your knowledge, which means we are inserting these topics in your syllabus only for your knowledge. These are not relevant from an exam standpoint. Recent mergers in India, an Idea for Vodafone. So Idea and Vodafone have consolidatedly become VI as a consolidated company. So telecom sector is in grave crisis for a long time. Telecom sector is in problems for a very long time. Telecom sector has seen very harsh times in India, because guys, soon as telecom sector boomed, there was a 2G scam which happened, in which politicians, renowned politicians of the country, took a lot of money from people to give licenses of 2G. So 2G scam earthed in the country. So after the 2G scam earthed in the country, they cropped up in the country. There were a lot of regulations and restrictions which were imposed by the government in India. There were a lot of regulations, there were a lot of restrictions which are imposed by government in India. Regulations with respect to who can purchase 2G and what kind of documentation do they need to maintain, what kind of compliances do they need to do. Telecom sector was absolutely under government's regulations, government's control, because otherwise it was getting too difficult for the government to control the telecom sector. So telecom sector came under the garbs of Ministry of Communication, and yes, TRAI was given more powers. TRAI is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and TRAI was expected to play a pivotal role in regulating the entire sector. So this was a big setback for the companies. Why? Because strict regulation means they have to comply a lot. A lot of unnecessary compliance were required to be done, and these compliances were mandatory for the companies. If they do not do such compliances, then they would be thrown out of the space. So this was a problem. That's why the telecom sector was in grave crisis. From the day 2G scam acquisition surfaced, the government policies and market dynamics have hampered this sector severely. So this sector was severely hampered by government policies. Whatever policies government had introduced, which were very, very strict government policies were introduced in India regarding the telecommunication sector. And yes, these policies were, it came heavy on the players. The pimple on the ulcer moment was, so yes, first there was an ulcer, and then there was a pimple on the ulcer, which means situation worsened when Jio was introduced in the country. As soon as Jio introduced its predatory pricing means a pricing which can kill the competition. It can eat away all the competition. That is known as predatory pricing. Soon as Jio introduced their predatory pricing, it led to Vodafone and Idea joining hands together to take on the new rival. So to face the challenges which new rival will impose in the country, both Vodafone and Idea joined hands. The Vodafone and Idea group is the second largest telecom network in India after Airtel. So after merger of Vodafone and Idea, this group became the second largest telecom network in India. It was the second largest telecom network in India after Airtel. After Airtel, this became the second largest telecom network in India. Unlike other mergers, this is the merger of equals. So in this particular merger, none of the company was small, none of the company was big, both of them were equal. So it was the merger of the equals. Guys, usually what happens is bigger companies acquire smaller companies in a merger and acquisition spree. Okay, but in this case, both of the companies were equal. Why had they collaborated? They had collaborated because they had to face the challenges which were thrown in by their competitor, which was Jio. In the new company named Vodafone Idea, Vodafone had 45.1% holding, while Aditya Birla Group had 54.9% holding. So this was the holding split between Vodafone and Idea. The amalgamation has created India's biggest telecommunication service provider with a combined base of almost 400 million customers. So I was talking about synergies. This is the effect of synergies, you know. Two largest giants combining together It can lead to widened customer base. It can lead to policies which are very useful for the customers, and therefore popularity of this particular network growing in the market, etc., etc. All these benefits are reaped when such kind of mergers happens. So 400 million customers base was provided to this particular company, making the a new entity India's largest telecom company and world's second largest. So world's second largest company, Vodafone India, was given the title of. And yes, this was the benefit of merger which happened to both the companies. Then what happened subsequently? Okay, this is the thing. Okay, subsequently there was another merger which was talked about quite a lot in Indian scenario as well as the world scenario. The merger of Flipkart and Walmart. Guys, Flipkart, as you are aware, it is a online selling platform which sells goods and services, and Walmart was one of the biggest online stores which was operating in the country. It had huge warehouses where the material was stored and they were supplied to the customers. So Flipkart and Walmart combined together, and they were combined together against Amazon, because Amazon was becoming a leader in market space. Okay, Amazon was getting an edge over any other player in marketplace. So to beat the monopoly of Amazon, to beat the empire of Amazon, Flipkart and Walmart decided to merge together. Now there was an open bid. Okay, there was a bid in which Amazon also did a bidding for Walmart. But Walmart didn't decide to go with Amazon. It decided to go with Flipkart. So even Amazon was under under bidding, or was under war with Flipkart to buy Walmart. Amazon was also wanting to buy Walmart. So it says Flipkart is the e-commerce giant in the Indian market. In the year 2018, Walmart took over Flipkart in a deal of $16 billion. So the deal was priced at $16 billion, defeating Amazon. This deal gave Walmart a fresh lease of life, and it got a chance to compete with the Amazon in its field. So Walmart gave a fresh life, because Walmart was on the verge of dying, guys. Walmart was under huge losses when it was acquired by Flipkart, and it was about to die. But this gave Walmart a new life. Flipkart gave Walmart a new life. Readers should know that Amazon already hit hard the retail market chain of Walmart. Had Amazon won the deal, given their deep pockets, there would have been a virtual monopoly of Amazon in India. So if Amazon had won this fight and Amazon had purchased Walmart, then Amazon would have been the market leader of e-space in the country. It had to be in a monopolistic situation if this deal would have gone through Amazon and Walmart. Hence, the deal fared well for Indian customers. So Indian customers are benefited when Amazon did not win this deal, and Flipkart won this deal. Indian customers were benefited. Why were they benefited? Because, guys, if Amazon would have become too used, then it would have, under a monopolistic situation, it would have started misusing its popularity, misusing its authority. Anyone who becomes too powerful, that person misuses his authority. That is the trait which generally happens. Okay.